For every character fans adore in the MCU, there's one that the internet cannot stand, starting with one of the most hated characters in the entire universe, Mysterio. For a second, fans thought Marvel had finally nailed a unique Spidey villain. But here's the thing, once the smoke and mirrors cleared, Quentin Beck was just another bitter ex-Stark employee with a grudge. That's it, another guy who didn't get enough credit from Tony Stark, so his brilliant plan for revenge was to scam a teenager. Think about it, this dude gathers a team of disgruntled tech bros, builds an army of drones, and decides the best way to get even is tricking Peter Parker into handing him Tony's glasses. The ultimate man-child villain move. He's not intimidating at all. He's petty, he's manipulative, he gaslights Peter, mocks his trust, and nearly gets a 16-year-old kid killed because of his personal beef with a dead billionaire. Fans didn't just dislike him, they felt cheated. The biggest disappointment? Marvel had the chance to make Mysterio a legendary villain. They could have leaned into his comic book creepiness, his obsession with lies and theater, and to make it worse, his lies don't even stay dead. Thanks to his little end credit video, he outs Peter Parker to the world and leaves his entire life in ruins. One of the most beloved Marvel heroes got destroyed by one of the guys from the I Hate Tony Stark gang. But the MCU also taught us how to take a would-be villain and give them layers, and our next character is the perfect example. Loki isn't just Marvel's fan favorite villain, he's proof that the best characters are the ones who constantly make us rethink who they really are. From the very beginning, he was designed to be a side character, Thor's jealous brother. In Thor, he wasn't the strongest or the boldest, but he was the clever one, and that made him dangerous. By Avengers, he was a full-blown villain, leading the Chitauri army, murdering SHIELD agents, killing Coulson. On paper, he should have been hated, but here's the twist, fans loved him. Why? Because Loki had what so many other early MCU villains didn't. Motives we could actually understand. He wasn't born evil. He was the overlooked son and always the second choice. And this is where Marvel did something brilliant. Instead of locking him into the villain box, they kept letting him change. In Thor: The Dark World, he's grieving his mother. In Ragnarok, he's still scheming but also laughing with Thor. You couldn't predict Loki, and that unpredictability became his superpower. But his real turning point was in that brutal opening of Infinity War. He doesn't save himself, but he saves his brother. But Marvel wasn't done. Endgame gives us 2012 Loki, he escapes with the Tesseract, and Disney Plus's Loki takes it from there. That show forced Loki to confront his entire life failures, his betrayals, and even his own death. By the time we reach Loki season 2, he's not just Thor's brother or Odin's son, he's the god of stories, the one holding all timelines together alone. He went from villain to anti-hero to the strongest and most tragic superhero in all movies. He proved depth redeems, but our next pick shows how cosmic charm can flip into cosmic contempt. Ego is cosmic narcissism with daddy issues, and fans hated that the reveal felt cheap. On paper, a celestial father who seduces his son with lies, then tries to overwrite the whole galaxy is terrifying. In practice, Peter Quill's sense of identity is manipulated, but Ego's big idea of rewriting the universe to be himself lands as a weird dad wants everything his way rather than existential cosmic horror. The one moment that actually shocked fans, when he casually revealed he gave Meredith Quill cancer. That should have been devastating. Instead, Marvel brushed it off in seconds. Ego could have been cosmic horror, a planet that seduces and consumes. Instead, he was just bad space dad with a god complex. On the other hand, this character gave us the perfect Spider-Man villain story. Meet the Vulture. Adrian Toomes wasn't some cosmic god or magic cult leader. He was a working class guy, a contractor just trying to provide for his family. Then Stark Industries swoops in, shuts him down, and leaves him in the dust. But instead of shrugging it off like a boring Yellow Jacket knockoff, the Vulture was special. He wasn't destroying the world. He was salvaging it piece by piece, turning alien junk into weapons and selling them to survive. That gave him layers. He was dangerous, but he was relatable. And Michael Keaton, the guy who once played Batman, brings this perfect mix of menace and dad energy. One second he's joking with his crew about the Tinkerer's gadgets. The next he's shooting at his co-worker or even almost killing Peter Parker in the car. The Vulture wasn't just another bad guy in spandex. He was proof that when you give a villain a motive we can actually feel, and with an actor who can nail every line you get magic. After Adrian Toomes gave fans one of the best MCU street level villain performance, our next character gave them something something else entirely. Captain Marvel might be the second most powerful hero in the franchise. She's almost one of the most hated. In 2019, Captain Marvel was hyped as a game changer, the first female-led MCU film, the key to defeating Thanos, the future of the franchise, but right from the start, things felt forced. Her origin story was rushed, her personality felt flat, and the movie relied more on 90s nostalgia and Nick Fury cameos than actual character development.
Nicholas Joseph Fury. You have 3 names?
Just Fury.
What did your mom call you?
Fury?
What do you call her?
Fury.
What about your kids?
They'll call me Fury.
Carol Danvers was introduced as a hero, but never earned it. She barely struggled, she barely changed. And when she finally showed up in Endgame after missing the entire fight against Thanos, she acted like she'd been carrying the universe the whole time. Meanwhile, Daredevil, which was introduced to the MCU in Spider-Man No Way Home, is one of the best and beloved characters. Matt Murdock is a simple blind lawyer from Hell's Kitchen who refuses to stay down, and that's what makes him so loved. He's broken physically, emotionally, spiritually, yet he keeps fighting anyway. Take the infamous hallway fight scene from season 1 of Daredevil. After rescuing a kidnapped kid, Matt takes on a room full of armed thugs. Fans adore Daredevil because for once a superhero looked like he was actually human, and he is extremely cool.
How did you just do that? I'm a really good lawyer.
But our next character went through one of the biggest changes in the MCU, and fans never stopped wishing it didn't happen, because while Bruce Banner used to be one of the most feared and fascinating heroes in Marvel, what we got instead was Professor Hulk, a version that left fans scratching their heads and wondering where their Hulk even went. Hulk used to be a beast. Let's rewind. In the Avengers, Hulk stole the show. Every roar, every punch, every Hulk smash made him one of the most exciting characters on screen. That iconic moment when he slams Loki into the ground like a rag doll. Or the scene with Elevator Hulk was uncontrollable and dangerous.
Maximum occupancy has been reached.
Take the stairs.
Yes. Stop.
Take the stairs. Hate the stairs.
He was the ultimate wild card, and fans love that. By the time Endgame rolls around and Bruce Banner says he put the brains and the brawn together, fans waited years for his payback against Thanos. Instead, we got sweaters, selfies, and not a single punch thrown in the movie. After watching Hulk lose all his edge and fade into comic relief, fans were reminded of what real character development looks like. And there's one name that defines it better than anyone else in the MCU, a character whose story was quietly building for a couple of years. Thanos wasn't just another big bad, he was the MCU's ultimate villain, and yet he became one of the most loved characters in the entire franchise. Why? Because unlike most Marvel villains, Thanos wasn't just fighting for power, he thought he was fighting for balance. Think back to Avengers Infinity War. His mission wasn't world domination, it was mercy. He believed that wiping out half of all life was the only way to stop civilizations from collapsing under their own greed. In his mind, he wasn't the villain, he was the only one strong enough to do what everyone else was too afraid to. That's why scenes like the one with Gamora on Vormir hit so hard. The man who called himself inevitable actually cried. He wasn't sacrificing a soldier, he was sacrificing the only person he loved.
I ignored my destiny once. I cannot do that again. Even for you. I'm sorry, little one.
That moment made audiences realize Thanos wasn't just a monster. He was a believer, even when it broke him. And let's be real, Josh Brolin's performance elevated everything. The calm delivery of lines like this gave Thanos this quiet, almost regal energy.
The hardest choices require the strongest wills.
Thanos showed us something no other Marvel villain had: